Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name's Rebecca, and today we're reading a hockey romance. You know what? Without further ado, let me just pass it on to Past Rebecca. Just wanted to give you a quick update on what I'm reading. I'm currently in the midst of Face Off, which is the second book in the Seattle Serpents series by Teagan Hunter. It follows our main male character, Lucas Lawson, who's the resident teen playboy, and Rory Sinclair, who is the sister of the heroine from the first book. She is a vet who owns 2 clinics, and on, I think, Christmas Eve, Lucas is walking home from a bar, and he hears this weird growling in an alley, and he goes to, check it out because, of course, you walk down dark alleys on Christmas Eve, right? And he finds this sweet little puppy who's been abandoned, and he looks up the closest vet clinic, finds one, walks over there, and it's none other than his nemesis, Rory Sinclair. And I say nemesis because Lucas has been pawning after her for, I don't know, however long it's been since the first book, because he was hitting on her then, and she was turning him down then. But she is not here for his playboy ways. But he's all about saving this puppy, and she finds that really endearing. I'm about 35% into it right now, and the banter is phenomenal. This book actually opens with 2 to 3 pages of just conversation between the hockey guys in their group chat, which is one of my favorite micro tropes of hockey romances. It's when the team actually enjoys each other, and they always have a good group chat, and it's so funny. So there's actually a singles club, so it's funny to watch as they're starting to get paired off book by book. So Lucas, who is a hockey player, which means he's traveling for months out of the year, suddenly has this puppy, and he's been asking Rory for help. Sometimes he calls her, and he's like, the dog is doing this weird thing, and I left her with the neighbor kid while I'm on a 3-day travel stretch. Is this a problem? Should he take her to the vet? What's going on? And Rory is trying very hard to maintain her black cat exterior with him, but she is slowly warming up to him. It's really fun to watch the two of them because their attraction for each other is very clear. It is so clear, and I think once Rory realizes that Lucas may not be the playboy she thinks he is, I think things are going to heat up real fast. So I will update you when I'm another, 20 to 30% in, and we'll see how it goes.
Against Auburn. Now here is Haley Bryan, who I don't even know how we can explain how...
Hi, happy Friday. It's finally the weekend, which means I have plenty of time to read Face Off by Teagan Hunter. I am really enjoying what little bit I've caught up on so far. I'm 140 pages in, and I'm obsessed with Lucas Lawson. He's so fun. He's so fun. He definitely is chipping away at his playboy persona with Rory. She's definitely letting her guard down a little more. He's gotten her into this weird, almost co-parenting relationship with that dog that he found, because he hasn't told his super that he has the dog. The dog has severe separation anxiety, which is fair given the fact that she was abandoned. And he can't leave her alone because I guess she cries a lot, and so then he's worried about her getting reported to the super, and then, I don't know, maybe getting taken while he's not home or something. I'm not really sure, but Rory is being really amenable to the idea of coming to his place when he has games and watching this dog, and there are some very cute after work moments, if you will. She's left her vet practice, he's done with his game, and then they're hanging out in his apartment. There has been one very steamy makeout session, which Rory promptly at the end stops it, and it's just wow, that can't happen again, Lawson. Sorry, not sorry. Bye. And he's mentally he's oh girl, this is so happening again, but I'm gonna give you space to freak out, and then we're gonna do this again. And he keeps picking on her, but not in that annoying way, but just in that fun where he just know it's gonna irk her a little bit. And I'm just really enjoying their banter. The guys' group text has rejoined the chat, and they're kind of bantering right now. So not too much more going on than the last time I updated you, but things are progressing nicely. We've had some moments where they've shared about their childhoods and where they've grown up. Let's see what else has happened. Lawson is still concerned about his team because they're not performing super well, which it's a hockey romance, so obviously there has to be some hockey in it. But that's really it. So I'm going to keep reading, and maybe I'll have another update for you tonight, but realistically it'll probably be tomorrow. But I really want to finish this as soon as possible and then start another book tomorrow. I've been trying to force myself to read a fantasy book for another video, and my brain is just not having it. So instead of forcing myself into a reading slump, I figure I may as well read things I'm enjoying. But I'm also scheduled to get my hair braided tomorrow afternoon, which I'm very excited about. It's been a while since I've had braids, but that means uninterrupted reading time for at least 3 hours, if not 4. So we're in for a good reading weekend. Hi, I am 85% into the Face Off, and I'm having such a good time. I honestly didn't think I was going to give you an update at this point, but I sat down to do an update for another video. I figured, I was like, well, I'm here. I may as well talk about it. I'm having the best time. I love Lucas Lawson. He's so forward with Rory in all the ways that are important. Like, from the beginning, he's had no problems telling her exactly how he makes her feel. Whether that's in general or like just in the moment, like that balcony scene, and talking about how like he would pull the stars for her if he could, just to see her smile again, and like little sweet shit like that. But even on a deeper level, like there are points where she is very clearly working herself to the bone, so stressed out that he can see like, oh, she's gonna break down here soon. And at that point, he's like begging her to let him take care of her. And that weekend trip away that they took was hot. It was hot. At this point, we are in the third act conflict is coming. It's coming, and I think Rory is going to be the third act conflict. I think she's going to be the problem. She has wanted to keep their like hooking up secret, which I kind of understand, because if y'all are just fucking, like, why tell your sister or his teammates and like make it a whole thing and potentially affect team dynamics? But it was never that. It was never that. I mean, Lucas stopped having sex with other people basically from the moment he realized he was interested in Rory. And so like when the book opens, he had already not been sleeping around for a while. Like it had already been like 2 or 3 months since he had been seeing anybody else. And he's so sweet. He is such a sweet boy. And he really plays into whatever persona people believe about him rather than who he actually is, because he doesn't like the attention. Like he does all these nice things for the single mom who lives down the hall from him. And he's always helping out her son, or just being present for him, because it's lonely being the child of a single parent. Like that parent is working all the time, and when they're not working, they're exhausted, and they're doing the best that they can to keep you alive and stuff. But sometimes there is not space for that social capital, and Rory's popping in to do that. Or I'm sorry, not Rory. Lucas is popping in to do that, and it's just been really sweet. But watching him do those kinds of things, and then also watching the way he is with Rory, it's funny to me that there are still moments where she's so surprised that he's different than she thought he was. And I'm just like, but at what point are you going to finally realize that all that was just a defense mechanism? Like, it's been at this point a few months of you guys hooking up and like learning about each other. Like, you should know at this point that it's not just, he's not the playboy that he's made himself out to be. I mean, he definitely was. Like, it's not like he wasn't hooking up with girls a lot before, but just like, he wasn't like the douchey jock who's like, I'm too important for anybody else. And like that kind of vibe that she had about him, it just wasn't true. Anyway, I'm really enjoying this so far. I will update you soon with the next little bit, but I mean, he's already throwing around the L word, and she is freaking the fuck out, and honestly relatable. So, I am gonna go finish this now, and we'll probably wait till tomorrow to update you with my thoughts, just so I can have, like, coherent, it's been a few hours, like, mind melding going on. Okay, so I finished Face Off last night. No, I didn't. I finished it this morning. I tried to finish it last night, but my head hurt so bad, and I was like, I'm not gonna miss the last, like, 30 pages of this skimming, so I didn't, and I'm glad I didn't. There was no real third act conflict, which was great. There was like an inkling of one, and then it was settled within like 3 sentences later. I love when that happens, honestly. I don't need my romances to have a third act conflict when it's not necessary. And in a story like this, where one of the main characters is so emotionally forward and clear about what they want, and the other one has taken so much time through the book. Like, to me, that's conflict enough, and that's the conflict that matters, is that person being able to accept the love that's trying to be given to them, rather than dealing with that and then some big thing happening, either with the character who had no problem and now is giving the other one a reason to question. I really enjoyed that there wasn't any of that in this. And I really liked how Teagan Hunter chose to show both Hutch and Auden's responses to Rory and Lawson dating, because Lawson never really wanted to keep it a secret once he realized it was like real. Like, he was like, no, I don't, there's no reason to hide this. It's not just sex. But Rory, I think to protect herself because of what we know about her like childhood trauma with relationships, of like watching her parents just abysmal marriage, needed that veneer of, oh, this is just sex for so long, that she wanted to keep it quiet. And so I'm glad that there was no, like, there was surprise, definitely, because up until we see them together, Rory was so adamant about hating Lawson. So there's clear surprise, but it was like very just normal reactions to like, wait, what? Are you serious? And then it's like, oh, you're serious? Okay, cool. Like, have a good time. Don't hurt each other, you know? Which is the adult response to have. So big 4 stars up to this one. Really enjoyed it. Had a great time. I am on a roll with second book in a series after I didn't really love the first one. And the female main character in the second book is the Grumpy Sunshine. It's working for me. So much so, not that I intentionally did this, but I ordered this case from Page Shop. I don't know if you guys can see, but the smiley faces are, some are upside down and some are right side up, because this is called the Grumpy Sunshine case, and I'm absolutely obsessed with it. And recently have been obsessed with Grumpy Sunshine dynamic and romance, which is, you know, a nice thing to have sometimes. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to fit in another book today. I really want this video to go up tonight. So I probably shouldn't. I probably should cut it off here and, you know, do the responsible thing of making a thumbnail and having the video upload this afternoon so it can actually go live this evening when I want it to. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. Really appreciate you hanging out through this low-key vlog. Have some fun plans for some more KU hockey romance and just sports romance in general reads coming up, so I can't wait to share those with you. With that being said, if you guys wouldn't mind liking, commenting, subscribing, doing all those fun YouTube things, and I'll see you in another video soon.